Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to talk about some pressing issues that has become a menace in the country, destroying our lands and our natural resources. This morning, when I came into the studio, I wanted to have hot chocolate. And when the hot chocolate was made for me, I was like, oh, this is giving River Pra or River Densu or all the water bodies that kind courtesy Galamsey is being ruined and destroyed. And Kweku, it's really sad to see the level of destruction Galamsey or illegal mining is causing to our water bodies, our lands, our resources, our trees, and even giving us diseases. What is even bothering me is the fact that the children who do not have access, as Api said here a while ago, who do not have access to bottled water, mineral water, or even sachet water, and have to sort to drinking from the stream. Some parts of the Volta region where I come from, we depend on stream water from the Volta Lake and all of that. So imagine Galamsey ruining such a water body, and you still have to depend on that water body for your daily activities, for your domestic chores, and even drink that water just because you have no other option. How have we gotten to this point where it looks like nobody cares?
Yeah, well, I mean, the president did say that he would put his
presidency on the line.
I think he meant it at the time. He meant it at the time that he said he would do it. But I also feel like he probably hit a snag early, you know. But we have a report.
Of course, Kweku, let's take a look at a report on some of the Galamsey happenings right here in Ghana. And our very first report is coming from Konongo Mining Destruction. Let's take a look at it, being filed by our Hafiz Tijani, who is who is a Bureau of the Middle Belt here, reporter at the ChannelOne television as well as CT 97.3 FM. Let's take a look at this report. When we come back, we talk more about it.
Underground mining has long been a common practice in the Konongo-Odumasi area. However, the recent surge in illegal mining has led to the pollution of nearby water bodies, raising public concerns about the long-term impact on the environment. The area has witnessed several security challenges, with ongoing confrontations between local residents and workers of the mining company over encroachments. In a recent incident, 2 company employees reportedly sustained injuries during a confrontation near the company's offices. The Municipal Security Council has heightened security measures in the area to prevent further disturbances linked to mining activities. The mining company has expressed deep concern over the environmental damage caused by illegal miners and is worried about the difficulties of reclaiming the destroyed land.
These illegal miners are trying to transport good ore worth of over $10 billion away. And when our task force is being in place to stop them for conveying all these loads, sometimes these people will come along with arms, guns, shooting with cutlasses, machetes, and others just to control us, to take their ores away. But yet still, the illegal activities is just going on. So now, if you can see, a lot of things going on around our area, as considering all this big pit over here, is being created by these illegal miners.
Some miners claim they have obtained permits from the Minerals Commission to operate within the concession. However, there are growing concerns among company workers about potential future disturbances if security agencies fail to enforce stricter measures.
As we are here, we the miners and the people in this community, we are even in danger. For instance, the type of arms, the type of pets, the type of mosquito breeds around, it's even hurting us. So as we speak now, we are still on board with our hierarchies to control this mining activity.
The company is calling on the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and other relevant agencies to intervene and protect lives, property, and the environment. There are intensified calls for authorities to end the distraction to the environment. Hafiz Tijani, Channel One News, Konongo, Ashanti Region.
That was a report by our Ashanti regional correspondent here at Channel One TV as well as City 97.3 FM, Hafiz Tijani, on the state of Galamsey in Konongo. Kweku,
That was
you were saying, wow, are you seeing the distraction?
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
That was disgusting. That as we found it okay to just watch on and allow this to go on. We've just watched on. It's almost like the country is leaderless. It's almost as though the country is leaderless. But it's not.
Yeah.
You know, and what makes it even worse for me is that if the president hadn't even said anything about it in terms of making a commitment, it would have been a different discussion. We'll say, hey, you need to do something, whatever. But this is some situation where the president actually made a commitment that it doesn't matter what, he is putting his presidency on the line for this cause.
Kweku, I don't know.
This is Konongo.
Yes, I don't know what else to say. So a couple of days ago, there was a report where a pregnant woman fell in a pit and died just because she wanted to attend to nature's call. And this was as a result of Galamsey.
Yes, they had dug underneath the public toilet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, you are in your house. You just want to attend to nature's call, and you get to fall in a pit with your unborn child and die because of someone's negligence, because somebody has refused to do their job, because somebody has refused to take a call to action to stop this menace. And then we keep forgetting that the fact that the issue of Galamsey is not in Accra doesn't mean it's not affecting Ghana.
Look at that. Do you see that pit? That pit is next to the road.
Yeah.
You said that they're digging right next to the highway.
Yes.
It's a Konongo Kumasi highway.
Yes.
They're digging right next to the highway.
Imagine a car plying that route at night with no proper lighting system.
Shocking.
Yes, with no proper lighting system. You fall in the pit.
No, but you see, Jifa, you've even gone far. That's why it doesn't even have to be about proper lighting system. Think about it. The roads are built, okay, and roads are built on a foundation. So as you dig close to it weakens the foundation of the entire road's infrastructure. That is a major accident waiting to happen. It doesn't even have to be somebody veering off the main road. The road is going to collapse. The road has been built.
So it's just like all the buildings are just sinking or are just sitting on a very weak surface.
Because these people who are doing the Galamsey, they don't give a hoot.
All they care about is their money, yes.
It's about whatever money they will make at the end of the day. That's what they're looking for. It's like we've thrown everything out of the window. And it's like, and you see, what for me is where we are heading in terms of the agitations that have begun is that we're going to start exposing the people who are actually financing this.
Yeah.
Because guess what? None of the people in the pits here are financiers. None of them. And with all due respect, when we arrest the people who are in the pits, we are like jokers. Because, and I'm not saying we shouldn't arrest though. I'm saying that when we arrest and we act as though we are doing something significant against Galamsey, it's just a joke. Because we know we have millions of people who are unemployed. Already we have about 2 million people who are in this trade. And there are millions of youth that are unemployed. So guess what? As soon as you arrest, there's a whole bunch of people who are waiting to enter that space as long as we don't deal with the financiers. Yes, those financing. Because none of the boys in the pit you can see the pit, none of the boys you can see in the pit there can buy an excavator, can buy a champagne. None of them. Yeah. So somebody has bought the excavator for them.
Yes, whoever is funding it or the people behind the funding and all of that need it to be brought to action and then face the wrath of the law, Kweku, this is not even a joke anymore. This whole thing started as something small, but it has escalated so quickly. As I said earlier on, Accra is not, I mean, they are not mining in Accra, but that doesn't mean that we are not going to have the effects of the Galamsey, as the Ghana Water Company has said.
But it's not far from us.
Yes, very soon we'll be importing water.
You know, Achim assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an agitation a few days ago. 10 mining companies have been shut down by the youth and the chief of the community.
Yes. I saw that video, and I was so
continue
happy.
like this.
Yes, I was so happy about it.
We cannot continue like this.
I was so happy about it. So imagine if we are importing everything, and then now we have to import water
to bath. Then we'll be importing.
Even now that we have it, we are not getting the flow. I don't have water the whole week until Tuesdays.
Ghana Water has to ration. Because
exactly, there's no supply.
The water to even purify is not enough. You see, it's a problem. Listen, let's take a look at some of the organizations that are threatening strikes. They are threatening demonstrations. They are up in arms against this menace, as we should all be. Let's take a look at this one from Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lonta. This is about a UTAG strike.
Illegal mining has become a pressing issue in recent times, with its impact reaching alarming levels. In the quest for gold, this activity has led to widespread destruction of water bodies, forest reserves, and farmlands. The resulting pollution has caused severe water scarcity, as the Ghana Water Company Limited struggles to treat the heavily contaminated water. Health professionals have also reported a rise in kidney diseases and cancer cases in mining areas, directly linked to the harmful effects of illegal mining. Calls for a ban on illegal mining have intensified, with the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, joining other labor unions in demanding a total cessation of illegal mining activities, as well as mining in forest reserves. UTAG have issued a warning stating that if no action is taken, they would lay down their tools by the end of September. In an interview with ChannelOne News, the president of UTAG KNUST, Professor Eric Abavari, blamed the ineffectiveness of the country's laws, suggesting a different method of dealing with the issue.
This call, for me, not even banning, but I really call for civil disobedience. Civil disobedience. That's the only way we can salvage the situation. The laws don't work anymore. Not that the laws are not good, but I think the goodness of the law is its ability to solve the problem. And so if the problem still persists with the laws, it then tells you that the laws are weak and inefficient. And so one key thing is we need to scrap the law. I know many disagree, but that's the only way, because a key component of the law, which is the kings and the chiefs, who are supposed to be made culpable, I don't know whether they are factored in there.
Professor Abavari criticized politicians for allegedly funding illegal mining to advance their political ambitions, noting that these activities often increase during election years. He warned that if action is not taken now, Galamseyers could become an even greater threat to the country in the future.
In the Southern Americas, the Colombians and those places, the drugs there, drug stealers there, the drug barons, they have these groupings of mafias, controlling certain places. The same thing is going to happen here on the basis of these same groupings of the Galamsey concessions. We're going to have mining overlaws, just like the drug overlaws. And you have mining overlaws. That's why weapons are going to be exchanging hands. Even now, such a thing are ongoing. And so, if you don't fight it now, it's going to degenerate.
The University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, is threatening to embark on a nationwide strike if a ban on illegal mining is not implemented. The association is also calling on all labor unions and individuals to join in the fight against illegal mining. Reporting for ChannelOne News, I'm Doris Lonta, KNUST, Ashanti Region.
All right, so there you have it from the Doris Lonta, who is our Ashanti regional correspondent. We see what the UTAG is planning to do. And of course, the other organizations, and everybody's giving the government up to the end of the month to say, do something drastic or else face the wrath of organized labor and the various organized bodies. Right now, I think we have up to about 30 different organizations, maybe more by now as we speak, you know, who have come on board to say, we are behind this fight against Galamsey. We will not accept it. You know, in 2016, the fight against corruption was the election issue. That's the election went the way it went because of corruption and perceived corruption. This year, it looks like Galamsey is taking the hot seat and the front seat. You know, corruption, yes, a year ago, 2 years ago, corruption was there, but Galamsey has jumped to the front right now, and Galamsey will stay in front till the end of the year because it has to.
It has to stop.
It has to stop.
It has to stop.
It
We
has
are
to stop.
losing our water bodies.
It has
We
to
are
stop.
losing our lands. We are losing lives.
Yeah.
We are losing everything
Yep.
we own as a country.
Yeah.
And it's not even funny. It's not a joke anymore.
Yeah.
The other day in Parliament, the Speaker said that some ministers and some MPs, are behind Galamsey.
Involved. Yes. It was it was an interesting admission at that level to hear that. He said, look, some of you here are involved and you should stop. And stop making promises you can't keep. Stop giving them money. Stop financing them. Stop buying equipment for them. Yeah. So, anyway, we want to hear from you where you live and what's going on as far as Galamsey is concerned in your area, and even if it's not happening in your area, what your thoughts are regarding the fight against Galamsey. All right. So the number to call is 0264 007720. All right, 0264 007720. Call us. Let us know where you live, the situation with Galamsey in your area, and even if there's no Galamsey in your area, what your thoughts are on the fight against Galamsey. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Just to add up, this week or since last week, City FM has been championing the cause for institutions and other organizational bodies to go wild on the Galamsey issue, to declare their stance or to write a petition to campaign against
Take
the
a position
Galamsey
against
cause.
it, yeah.
Yes, and I think a lot of organizations have come on board, churches, individuals, transport unions and all of that. And I feel it's a good cause. If we all as a nation stand up to fight against Galamsey, I feel like we'll be headed somewhere rather than leaving it completely for governments to tackle it. Because if the people put in positions to stop the menace are the ones actually pumping in the money, are the ones actually saying that go and do this.
As for me, I said, look, when the day that government and Senate backed down from the sale of the hotels because of organized labor, that was the day that I said, you know what, Ghana, there's hope. There's hope. It means we can actually do something about it. And I kept wondering, when will we hear from organized labor? And yesterday, organized labor stood up. Of course, other bodies had already come up to say to make statements and so on. So let's take a look at some of the statements that have been made. I don't know whether you want to go first.
Of course. So let me take this one from the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. A statement on illegal mining. The date says Friday, 15th December 2023, and this was last year. So the statement is there, or the statement on illegal mining and the fight against Galamsey from the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences is there. Kweku?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we have the Ghana Association of Medical laboratory scientists. Now, health and economic impacts of Galamsey, a call to action. Now, the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists is deeply concerned about the devastating health impacts of illegal mining known as Galamsey on communities and the environment. Now, despite the severe health risks, we are dismayed by the lack of government interest in stopping these illegal activities, which threaten our existence and destroy essential resources like water bodies and farmlands. Now, prolonged exposure to toxic chemicals like mercury and arsenic used in Galamsey has been linked to severe health problems, including vision defects, skin defects, cardiovascular challenges, liver and kidney damage, respiratory diseases, cancer, birth defects, and neurological disorders, as well as death. Now, the economic implications are equally alarming. Mind you, we are saying we are doing this for economic reasons, right? But the economic implications are equally alarming, with increasing health budgets to address emerging health conditions, decreased productivity, pollution, and loss of family income. It is important to note that the government is struggling to meet the minimum 15% health budget allocation per the Abuja Declaration. Inaction by the government will further negatively impact the health sector. Now, let me just quickly wrap it up. The pollution of water sources and soil poses significant health risks to nearby communities that rely on these resources for drinking, farming, and domestic use. The Ghana Water Company's concerns about water loss and processing costs are particularly worrying. Now, the GAMLS urges the government, stakeholders, and the public to take immediate action to address the health impacts of Galamsey. We recommend an immediate suspension of small-scale activities, okay, for a broader stakeholder engagement on the way forward. Now, we also call on civil society organizations, associations, and the general public to pressure the government to end the threat using all available legal and socially acceptable means. We call on government to show leadership in protecting the lives of citizens and future generations. GAMLS stands ready to support efforts to address this critical issue. We declare our solidarity with like-minded bodies and unions and are committed to exerting pressure on the government to address the devastating health impacts of Galamsey. We are prepared to support and participate in industrial actions and other legal measures to ensure that our concerns are heard and addressed, and it's signed off there by the President and the General Secretary of the organization. Now, Jiva, you see, this is very detailed and very far-reaching.
Right.
You know, they're not only calling for it, they're saying that we're asking, we will join any industrial action efforts. They must, you see, this whole thing about, oh, let's do something about it, but a total ban is a little too much. Like the minister for land said, it's too draconian.
Right.
What is too draconian?
It is the right thing to do, because
said we know how to bring the economy back,
but we don't know how to bring lives back. Kweku, I have the petition of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. It's a lengthy one,
great.
So I'll just pick bits and pieces of it. And it says that the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, the country's premier learned society, was established by an act of parliament in 1959 to encourage the creation, acquisition, dissemination, and the utilization of knowledge for national development. It is made up of fellows who have distinguished themselves in the arts and sciences and is led by a council constituting of a president, vice president, and honorary secretary and other elected members. So, Kweku, I'm going straight to the concerns.
Yes.
As a follow-up to the statement on illegal mining and its subsequent publication, the GAAS, in line with its mandate to provide the convening power in knowledge, dissemination, and utilization for national development, will support efforts to deal with the effects of illegal mining and destruction of the country's forest reserve. So accordingly, GAAS is pleased to present to you this petition on the following consents for your consideration, which are related to mining in forest reserves. Since 1911, forest reserves were established in the country to halt the southern march of the Sahara Desert to the coastal areas and create good microclimatic and ecophysical conditions for cocoa production, protection, and safeguarding of headwaters. Kwekwe goes on to say that the Academy deploys the erosion of natural capital embodied in these reserves. This will adversely affect nature and sustainable development, food security, and human development and resilience and livelihood guarantee. So as I said, it's a lengthy statement, but let me just go down to the conclusion bit that says,
Sure.
The Academy calls for the immediate revocation of LI 2462. Its enactment did not consider the impact on the forest reserves and interests of Ghanaians. There are compelling reasons for conservation of forest. For instance, the conservation of forests is meant for prosperity and generations of Ghanaians yet unborn. It is envisaged to foster future scientific research to provide solutions for the 3 global environmental crises: climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss. Then the entry into forest and other reserved landscapes goes against all programs of work of the multilateral environment agreements to prevent land and water degradation, advance adaptation, and mitigate climate change, and reduce or stop biodiversity loss. Kweku, so that's it. It's a lengthy one, as I said, so I've just touched on it, and I think this is the way to go.
I'll give you a few headlines here, the other statements. So the National Catholic Secretariat, this is coming from the Office of the President of the National Catholic Secretariat, and it says here, press statement by the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference on the Environmental Degradation and the Menace of Illegal Mining, in quotes, Galamsey, protecting our common home, a call to end environmental degradation through illegal mining. So the statement is there, is very clear what they want to do. The areas of concern, let me touch on the areas of concern. It says here, destruction of water bodies. Illegal mining has polluted several of our rivers, such as the Pra and Cobra, Densu, Tano, Ofin, and Brim, rendering them undrinkable and unfit for agricultural and domestic use. We have noted, sadly, through the recent press statement from the Ghana Water Company Limited, the average turbidity of 14,000 NTU instead of the recommended 2,000 NTU in the Pra River. Think about that. This has negatively impacted the livelihoods of farmers and rural communities who depend on these water bodies. Okay, so it gives other concerns. So loss of agricultural lands and crops, health risks, weak enforcement of laws, call to action. And the call to action is, we acknowledge the activism so far by the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, some of our chiefs who have barred and outlawed Galamsey activities in their traditional areas, and call on all other stakeholders, including the government, legislature, judiciary, media, civil society, chiefs, and religious leaders to unite in the fight against illegal mining and environmental degradation. All right, so this is just parts of it. It's a long and lengthy statement there, but very good call from the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Council.
Of course, I like the fact that churches or religious bodies have also joined forces to fight this menace, because at the end of the day, we are one people.
Yeah.
These issues do not know MPP, they don't know NDC, they don't know Afrofanto, they don't know...
Thank you.
They don't know anybody. If it's coming, it's coming for all of us.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that religious bodies have also joined forces to fight this menace. And there's also a flyer from the Presbyterian Church of Ghana,
Yep.
as they are going
Yep.
red on Galamsey come Sunday, 15th September 2024. And this is to be observed in all their congregations,
Yeah.
just to show their solidarity or the fight against illegal mining.
Let me. Somebody was saying the other time that we haven't heard from the pastors. So the pastors of the mega churches of the land. So this one, it says here, press release call for a temporary ban on small scale mining Galamsey in Ghana by the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana. Now, the Apostolic Fathers of Ghana, comprising mostly of the pioneering leaders of charismatic movement in Ghana, have noted with deep concern the alarming escalation of illegal gold mining, commonly known as Galamsey, which has ravaged our nation. This so many messages coming through.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, has ravaged our nation. This illegal activity not only threatens our environment, but also undermines the livelihoods and the health of countless Ghanaians, especially those living in rural areas who rely on the land and water for survival. The message is also, again, quite lengthy and goes on here. I just want to read to you the people that are, so it is signed.
Yes.
This one is signed by His Eminence, the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. It's undersigned, it's signed on behalf of the following. So I can't read all, but let me just try and read as many as possible. So we have Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Archbishop Ajina Sari, Bishop Dag Heward Mills, Apostle General Sam Kwanchi Ankra, Bishop N.A. Takia Boy, Reverend Eastwood Adaba, Reverend Dr. Ampia Kofi, Reverend Steve Mensah, Bishop Gordon Kise, Bishop Victor Say, Bishop Dr. Opong Edujemfi, Bishop Dr. Samuel N. Mensah, Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwe, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete, Reverend Dr. Isaac Kwe, Right Reverend Dr. Anyeni Buedum, and Reverend Dr. Seth Ablo. So, and of course, there are churches as well. So I'm really excited to see this, and that we are all saying that let it stop.
Yeah.
Let it stop. Let it stop now. You know. So there are lots of messages coming through as well. But yes, the phone lines are open. You can call us as well. Okay. So again, let me read the messages that we have coming through. Or you want to go?
Oh, sure, why not? There's a message from Elsie who sent this one from Adenta. She says, I love the way organizations are standing up to fight Galamsey because that's what we need as a country. If more of these organizations stand up, duty bearers will do what needs to be done to stop this. Yeah.
So we have a lot of messages that have come through. Let me just quickly get to what we have here.
There's another one that says the destruction Galamsey is causing is very sad and disturbing. We need to do something as a country. Otherwise, the long-term effect would be very detrimental and irreversible, which I so much agree. Yes, so you can also send us your messages via the WhatsApp number 020-444-7033, 020-444-7033. Do share your thoughts and comment with us right here on the show. You can also log on to our social media platforms at ChannelOne TVGH and send us the messages in the comment section using the hashtag BreakfastDaily if you are sending via X.
Yeah, well, UTAG also calls. There's a University Teachers Association press release that also came out on the 9th of September. And I think UTAG were one of the first people, one of the first bodies to actually make the call. And it says here, UTAG calls for an immediate nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farms, and rivers. Now, I like the way they broke it down. So first of all, nationwide ban, okay? And then prospecting not only for gold, but any other mineral, okay? And then the areas, the catchment areas are forest reserves, farms, and rivers. Critical. Very critical, because we've heard the issue about cocoa, right? And our dwindling numbers in terms of cocoa production is going to get worse. because cocoa takes years to grow, right? So if you destroy farms, guess what? We don't have cocoa estates. We don't have cocoa ranches. We don't have cocoa, large tracts of cocoa, government cocoa farms. No,
And
it's
cocoa,
individual subsistence farmers and
the
other
Chinese
cocoa
are
farmers.
now growing cocoa. They are farming cocoa, producing cocoa. So if we here in Ghana, who
Even
pride
about-
ourselves
yeah.
so much with cocoa farming, are not able to do it anymore, we are losing everything gradually.
We're
What will our
destroying-
offspring
destroying.
depend on?
Yeah, destroying everything. So UTAG says complete ban, right? Then, so the UTAG is saying that the University Teachers Association of Ghana is adding its voice. This is the Accra branch. Is adding its voice to the fight against illegal mining, commonly referred to as Galamsey, and mining, general mining in forest reserves, which has devastated Ghana's water bodies, forests, and agricultural lands. Numerous scholars have described the state-led efforts to combat Galamsey in the Fourth Republic as failed and corruption-infested militarized battles. I want to repeat that. It says that numerous scholars have described the state-led efforts to combat Galamsey in the Fourth Republic as failed and corruption-infested militarized battles, giving the current alarming state of illegal mining in the country. These critics are difficult to dispute. Okay, UTAG is calling for a total ban now. Yeah, so there you have it. And they give more details in there. We called for a ban some time ago as well, right here. We called for a ban. Apart from the one we did where we said stop Galamsey now, a couple of years later, we actually called for a total ban because, you see, we held a forum right here at ChannelOne TV where we brought in Ghana Water, community water and sanitation. We brought in that day Chris Gordon, Mr. Chris Gordon Professor Chris Gordon from Legon. He's a geographer and works in the water body space. And you know, one of the things he said, look, the destruction of our water bodies is so far-reaching that we don't even understand that ecology and the ecosystem, everything's linked. So, for example, stagnant water breeds mosquitoes, right? But guess what? Dragonflies eat mosquitoes. However, dragonflies need a certain environment within which to thrive. The water bodies, as we are creating, okay, with the Galamsey, the situation created Galamsey, will destroy all the dragonflies.
Yes.
So they won't eat the mosquitoes, and now the stagnant water that are there, the mosquitoes will thrive, and they'll come back and kill us with malaria. Anyway, well, that's it for Breakfast Daily. We're going to cross over. We told you that we have a new show. It's called the ChannelOne Community Forum, and we're going to be joining Philip Nilate at the Salaga Market. That's where it's happening now. My name is David Kwekusechi.
And my name is Jifa Kediakoto. That's not all. Let's tune in now to the Community Forum.